This is Electrobun, a cross-platform desktop application framework that produces much smaller bundle sizes than Electron, doesn't require you to write any Rust like Towery, and gives you native performance through the power of Bun and its own C++ wrappers. So no Node.js or no V8. But does the fact that it uses your system's native WebView instead of using Chromium for all operating systems make it difficult to build truly cross-platform apps for? Hit subscribe and let's get into it. Ever since Bun announced full-stack executables last year, it's made me really excited for a decent Electron alternative. But after the acquisition by Anthropic, which I'll talk about later on in the video, it makes it less likely that that's a direction the Bun team are going to go in. So Yoav from Blackboard created Electrobun, which is the closest we'll get to a Bun Electron, and he's already built some cool things with it, like a hybrid browser, terminal, and code editor tool called Colab, a text-to-speech app powered by Qwen, and he even got Doom running on an Electrobun app with the power of WebGPU. Let's go through how to use it in a simple project. Now, when you first initialize Electrobun, you get access to a bunch of templates that you can use to see how the app works, like this really basic note-taking app, a multi-window app, and even a tray app that opens documentation inside your web browser. And because Electrobun supports WebTech, you can use any JS framework you want, from Svelte to Vue to Solid.js and even Angular. But I'm going to go through a basic project from scratch to help you fully understand it. So here I have a basic Bun React app, which we're going to turn into a native Mac app through the power of Electrobun. And to do that, I already have Electrobun installed, and I already have a script to start the Electrobun dev build, as well as a script to build the Electrobun app. In fact, we don't need this type module here since we're not going to use it. Inside the root of the project, I've created an Electrobun configuration file, which right now contains the name of my app, an identifier, as well as a Bun build entry point. Now, I haven't yet created this entry point, so let's go ahead and do that now. Inside the source directory, I've created a Bun folder, and I'm going to make an index.ts file, which instantiates the browser window class and takes a title as an argument, which is the text that will show in our title bar, and a URL, which is where the app will navigate to when it first loads. So if we run bun start, we should see our app load up, showing the correct title, but nothing is showing here. This is because after Bun builds the app, so transpars TypeScript to JavaScript, does tree shaking and everything else, it puts the files in a different directory, which we need to reference in our entry point, and we haven't done that very well over here. So to fix that, we need to open up our Electrobun configuration file, and first add a new views object, which will contain the new views we want Electrobun to have access to. And then we'll give our view a name of main, and we'll give it an entry point of index.html, which contains front-end.js that references the app, which holds all the JavaScript and CSS needed for this to run properly. You can find more information about the build config in the Electrobun docs. Now that we have our main view inside our source Bun directory, we can open up the index.ts file and update the URL to make use of the views and main directory. Which means now when we build the app, we should see everything working as expected. We can even give this a more app-like feel by adding this property, which will remove the title bar, and we could also use the application menu object to give our app its own custom menu. And when we're ready, we can build the app for production, which creates a 17 megabyte DMG file and creates a 65 megabyte app. And if we compare that to a Hello World Electron app, you can see that it's 271 megabytes, more than 4 times the size of the Electrobun app. Now, since Electrobun apps build to OS native WebViews, meaning WebKit for Mac, Edge WebView 2 for Windows, and WebKit GTK for Linux, you do have to think about certain features that WebViews don't support when developing cross-platform apps. Although Electrobun does support the Chromium embedded framework, which allows for cross-platform consistency, but this does add the full Chromium browser to your app, meaning size and performance implications, which makes it pretty much the same as Electron, apart from the fact that it uses Bun. There are also some other cool Electrobun features that I haven't spoken about, like an out-of-process iframe architecture to run each embedded web view in their own isolated process, TypedRPC for seamless inter-process communication, ZSTD compression, and a self-extracting wrapper for smaller initial downloads, code signing, and much more. But unfortunately, I did come across some issues when building the demo app I went through earlier, like missing documentation, especially when it came to things around the Electrobun entry file. The page flashed sometimes on full page reloads, and using the inspector tools kind of messed up my layout. Now, I know Electrobun is really new. The first commit goes back to February, and I'm sure there's even a few more before that. And this is just to say, I know these features will get fixed in the future. In fact, I hope these features get fixed in the future because the Bun team, ever since being acquired by Anthropic, have focused more on CLI and executable improvements instead of going down the direction of building an Electron alternative. So it looks like Electrobun is our best shot at having a cross-platform desktop tool powered by Bun. And if you know nothing about the Bun Anthropic acquisition, or just want to know more about the new direction that the Bun team are going in since the acquisition, then check out this video from James, which talks about the whole thing.